Hello, in this seminar, I want you to practice making sense of problems and persevere in solving them. In other words, these kind of multi-step problems. We're going to reason abstractly and quantitatively. Now, this should be a review, but I also realize it's been a couple years, so we're going to go over this like you've never seen it before. But it's not that long, hence it's a review. The first thing we're going to talk about is sample space. Sample space are all the possible outcomes you could have, all the possible ways you could get that. You can represent sample space with a tree diagram, and we can use a tree diagram to perform a multi-stage experiment or a two-stage experiment, and we're going to apply the fundamental counting principle. That's when you'll hear a bunch in this unit, so I'm going to highlight that to remind us that's what we have to do. Now, we can represent the sample space in a couple, or in this case, 3 different ways. And we're going to use that by looking at this example. We've got a red token and a black token. They're placed in a bag. We're going to draw it out. We're going to look at it, and we're going to return it to the bag, and we're going to make another drawing. I want to represent the sample space for the experiment by an organized list. Let's start there. An organized list sounds exactly what it is. So my first one could be red, and then after the first one is red, the second one could be red, or the first one could be red and the second one could be black. The first one could be black and the second one be red, and the second one, or the first one could be black and the second one would be black. That is your organized list. Now, we can also make a table. So what we're going to do, I don't know why that looked that way. Let's go back here. I don't like that. So we're going to make a table. So in my table, I'm going to just list the ways in my table. So notice there's 2 ways, so it's a 2 by 2 table. What happens is I could have red. This would be like my first drawing, or black in my first drawing. In my second drawing, I could have red, and I could have black. And then I'm going to show those in my table. And usually what happens in a table, I'm not going to write them out. I'm going to use red for R for red and B for black. So I can get red, red, first row, first column. First row, second column, be red, black. And then I'd have black and red and black and black. There's your table. Now notice for a table, I don't know how I would do that if I did it 3 ways. Then I'd have to represent as a cube, and that would be kind of tough to show. So we're kind of limited to 2 ways when we do it with a table. Now, with a tree diagram, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my first drawing. So my first drawing could be red, or it could be black. And then my tree, that's what we call it, a tree diagram. We have these branches. This would be my second drawing. So I could have red and black. And notice now this one, it doesn't matter. I could do a tree drawing going on forever. So now if I want to write these out, that's usually how we do it. We're going to say, oh, my be red and red, just like my organized list. Red and black. Black and red, and black and black. The 3 ways to represent your sample space. And your sample space is just listing all the possible ways you could perform this experiment.